just waiting to get into a job, but it could be a lot worse than this, to be fair. I'm kind of sat in paradise right now. To be honest, I wish I was on one of them boats and not plumbing, but it is what it is. Well, hopefully somebody will turn up in a minute and we'll be able to crack on. Basically, I've been asked to come and disconnect this tank because we've got to cut it up and get it out. But I think they thought that blue pipe down here was a water pipe. Obviously, the water's not even connected to it. So I'm just going to get inside the building. We're just unscrewing the boards, and we'll find out where it did go and see if we can cap it off back. And I'll see where that cable goes, see if I can isolate that as well. But all we've got to do is cut this tank up, but we've got to carry it quite far to the vans. So, but it could be worse. I think the kids have been climbing on it and then onto the roof. So we just need to get it gone. So the cable used to come through here and the pipe used to come through here. It's obviously already been cut off. So what I'm going to do is give the lads a hand with the tank to get that out. But I've got to measure for some new double doors here anyway. So it's not a completely wasted journey. So yeah, we'll get the tank out. I probably won't film any of that. It's not really plumbing, but we'll graft in and get that done. Right, I've just come to change this electric boiler. I've just drained it through the fill loop. I just opened the auto air vents, disconnected the fill loop on the expansion vessel, and luckily that's sort of lower than that, so it all drained through. Just got to unscrew that one bracket and get the beast off the wall, and then we've just got to look at the pipe work for the new one. They want it to work on the biomass, so when the biomass is running, sends it through this three-way valve here. So this is a diverter, not a mid position, and we're going to put a pipe stat on there. As soon as the biomass drops off, it kicks the electric boiler in. So there'll be a pump and a PRV and an expansion vessel inside there for this circuit, and then it'll work like that. So nice and easy really. We just need to get it took off, get it sorted. Get this one screw undone and then hopefully it should all lift off. Luckily we're onto plywood as well, so it shouldn't be too bad. I don't know if there's any fixings on top. I think it just hooks on the bracket. We'll have a look, we'll get it lifted off. Normally they're nice and light. I just fitted on this top bracket at the top, which we can just get unscrewed. And hopefully we'll get the new unit screwed on then. So just tack my template on the wall. What I'll do is take it off now and it will just hang over these two screws. Then I can put some extra screws in, because I think there's no bracket, it just hangs on screws. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. And then it's just a case of connecting the pipework. The PRV will have to come out this side and connect into that other one that comes off that expansion vessel. And then we just need to look at the wiring. And the electrician's on site anyway, he's connecting, because this new one's 3-phase and the old one was single. So he's connecting the cable in at the other end. So yeah, and then we just need to rig up the pipe stand and stuff. So we'll get it all working. I've just levelled the unit up. What I'll do is put some extra fixings across the top. I've already put one in that side. They're not very heavy anyway, to be honest, so I don't think it'll fall off. It's just a case of making sure it's secure. And then we can probably pop a couple in the bottom as well, just to be doubly safe. So the flow and return are flipped on this one, so we just have to cross them over. I'll probably cut them back there, bring one behind and in, and then the other one just up and in. It'll look okay, I think. This new unit's obviously a system one, so it's got a pump inside which we'll have to wire in. So as soon as that pipe stack gets satisfied, or as soon as that doesn't cool on the biogas, it's going to flick over this three-way valve and then it'll cool this boiler. So this pump will kick on and it'll just pump it around then. So obviously we've already got a bypass built in. There's an inline filter and a PRV. So yeah, all should be good. And obviously there's an expansion vessel behind as well. So yeah, it should be okay. I think there's a bit of water sat in this pipe, so we'll carefully get a dish underneath. And then just disconnect it off that three-way valve. And hopefully we won't get a lot. Always tricky. It's just trapping on the pipe, I think. There we go. Not too bad. That'll be fine. I'll quickly show you this setup. So these come in from the biomass through the plate heat exchanger, and that's the heat meter through the system. So normally it'd be working on biomass, but every now and then it fails, so the electric boiler kicks in. That's all it does. So then it just feeds the underfloor heating. I think there's one fan convector off it as well, or a couple of fan convectors, I can't remember. So pretty basic setup, but it should work okay. We just get this return line cut off. My one concern was maybe when the biogas is running it'll creep back up into the return, but the boiler won't fire anyway, so I don't think it'll be a massive issue. The only way you'd really solve it is put the check valve in, but I honestly don't think it'll cause an issue because it won't go around the flow. So I'll just get this cut off. The pipe's quite close to the wood, so it makes it a bit easier. But yeah, I'll get that cut off. There's probably a bit of water in there as well, but yeah, I think it'll just creep up. But I don't think it will cause a problem. So I've just done a bend which will connect straight into the return. That'll go into there. I'll probably just use a compression socket on there because there's a little bit of water. To be honest, I don't want to set all the smoke alarms off either. And then the flow will bring it back from there, come along, change that clip, and then into the flow. So nice and easy. I always use JetBlue on my compression fittings. Some people say you don't have to. You probably don't. But I get asked a lot which one I use, so I'm currently on that one. So it's suitable for everything, you know, gas, cold, hot. So it's fully RAS approved. So that's the one I'm using at the minute. So you don't have to use it, but I just find it saves the callback. So hopefully that'll just fit in there. Probably used a little bit too much JetBlue to be honest with you on there, but you kind of get the idea. We just tighten that up. That'll be job done. We just make sure this one's all nipped up nice and tight. Yeah, it should be fine. So generally you hold against yourself, but I've obviously got one-handed action. So yeah, that'll be fine. That's all connected up, just the flow to do. That's all the pipe work connected up. I've just dropped a bit of 15mm down the bottom. These are rubbish to be fair, I'll probably pee out on there. I'll just give that a little nipple. Give that a little nipple. It's not very, I don't know what the word is. But yeah, all connected in. We'll put a little bit of pressure in and make sure we got no leaks. So there's an auto air vent on top which will probably hiss out, and then we'll open these valves back up and get the biogas back on. I forgot to tighten that nut back up, but it's no major deal. It's only just a little bit of water. It's not doing any damage. So it's all filled up. The auto air vent was hissing as it was filling, so we'll open the valves back up and introduce some water back in. So the pressure will probably drop a little bit. I think there's a little leak on here anyway. We'll have a look at it. I think it's actually coming on that one. Probably just nip up to be fair. Open that turn line back up, and I think that's everything we shot. Valves manually back open. That should be fine. Yeah, I've just got the PRV to do, and then I'll give the electrician a hand. Just that valve there as well I turned off. So it was them four. What I'll do is I'll bleed them out there and we'll dose some inhibitor into the underfloor heating manifold. So at least this side of the plate heat exchanger has all got system inhibitor in there. So I think it's just feeding the underfloor and a couple of fan convectors, but this only kicks in if the biogas shuts down. They mainly run it on the biogas rather than the electric. But that's what I'll do. I'll just crack them and make sure it's got some inhibitor in. All I'm going to do is cut a T into this heating PRV. I'll probably use a compression down there because it's right close to that electric conduit. And then just bring it across. I'll bend it across here somehow. And then into here. It doesn't say I need a ton dish or anything in the instructions. So I'll probably just take it straight in. And then that's always going to be a little bit tricky. But we'll get that worked in. That's that all connected in. I've just used a compression T and just bent everything else. So it's just far simpler. I'm going to give the electrician a hand now. I don't know if he'll get it wired up today. Apparently he's got quite a bit to connect in on the other side because they've had to pull this new armoured in all the way across on the 3-phase. So I'm all filled up anyway. I'll go and see how he's getting on, but I might not see it running. So we've just got a few bits on the pipe stand stuff to sort, but other than that, it's an easy one sorted for me. I've just tightened that joint up on there. We'll clean all this pipe up so it looks like it's not. Sometimes if you just nip them up, they obviously stop leaking, but then people think they're still leaking because the pipe's all crusty, so we'll give that a clean off. I don't think it is leaking, I think it's fine. But yeah, apart from that, we're done. So I'll put the case on and go and see how he's getting on. How's it going, guys? Thank you for watching this week's video. I know I kept saying biogas, but it was actually fed off a biomass boiler. That's my mistake. Sometimes when you talking and trying to work as well, it's always difficult. It's difficult for me anyway. I've just been to do a combi swap, which I was going to include in this video, but I don't think I'll include it now because everything went wrong on it, to be fair. Some of it was my fault, some of it was like the boiler fault. It's all sorted now. I probably will show it. I might even do it on Tuesday or something. At the minute it's just a bit in my head. That job just got me a little bit depressed, really. Literally everything went wrong. Just one of the things, I took the programmer out of the box. It was an RF1 and all the battery acid had leaks inside because the battery's obviously leaked. I don't know, it's just, even I'm getting leaks on batteries now, not even on my pipes. So I don't know, it was just one of them jobs. It kind of like, when one thing goes wrong, it just sort of escalates, and you just, I don't know, you feel like somebody up there must hate you sometimes, because everything you touch goes wrong and nothing goes right. But it's just one of them days. Sometimes you have bad days. People get bad days in every job, I guess. It's just, it always seems to happen to me at the minute. So I'll probably edit that and do that on Tuesday if you guys want to see that. But yeah, thank you for watching this episode. If you did enjoy, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you're new, because I really do appreciate all the support. It's always fantastic. So yeah, I won't rant any further. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Tuesday.